On this new city game, I'm going to build this into a city of a population of 10,000. Purpose is to build a city of 10,000 sick people. Okay, before we get started, let me explain how this all works. First, what we're going to do is try to make a city full of sick people. 10,000 of them! But when playing this game, people don't get sick so easily. But when the surrounding environment deteriorates, well then, people start to get sick. So, let's first build a city. This is a test city, so we'll lay out the basic infrastructure. Water, electricity, and pipeline, and so forth. All the basic necessities to live. Okay, now we have all the basic requirements. Next, we build a residential neighborhood. Right here. And now the residents start moving in. Of course, everyone's healthy now, but now to make the environment unhealthy. And how do we do that? Well, we build these industrial areas nearby, such as factories. And obviously the neighborhood becomes polluted, which causes the population to become ill. Okay, now the time has passed and this is how the place looks like now. We can see here that there are residents that have become sick or have died from the pollution. There are even homes that have been abandoned, and if the situation is left unattended, the people would die off and the population will decrease. And so with the situation, what we're going to do is build a town that can fight and survive despite the sickness around them. This sickness can be remedied by taking the patient to the hospital by ambulance and getting the treatment needed. That will solve the problem for now. We're to leave the environment problem from now and just work on treating people of their illnesses. The goal is to build a city with 10,000 ill patients. We'll see who wins. Will people survive by being treated at the hospital? Or will the people die off due to environmental pollution? Which will cause the city to decline or prosper? Okay, now we're set. Let's build the city and see how things go. Alright then, let's start building the city on the scenario I outlined. First, we build the center of the city. I think I'll set the center of the town right here. First thing to do is build a power station. This of course emits a bunch of pollution. We'll place 3 here. So we'll give the residents enough electrical power for all their needs. Over here will be the waterworks. People need water. All water drainage goes out to the ocean through these pipes. Okay, it's all set. Now let's work on building the residential area. Here we have the power plants, potential pollution emitting area. We'll build the residential area around it like this. Put in the greenery and... Okay, now the homes are starting to pop up. Normally, we would build residents far from such areas, of course. The residential area are quickly popping up all over the place, completely unaware that the big power plants are sitting right next to them. The poor folks bought an expensive condo right next door. I bet they're like, smells kind of funny around here. We even got a huge high-rise condo right here. Build big residential streets here. It's now a big town. They're gonna need lots of roads to get around. Okay, next what we need is a shopping area. And to make it even more hazardous, we'll yellow out this area for factories. We need the residents to get super sick or we're not gonna reach our goal. So the roads allow trucks to start coming in. Looks like all these trucks are headed to the factories. Although the houses and condos are built, the residents have not moved in yet. They are not aware of the fate that waits them. Oh, I think we just got our first resident. This is Emma Davis. Wonder where she's gonna live. Oh, okay. She's moving into this condo right here. The place is right in front of the coal burning plant. Now that we're rolling along, let's check out the current pollution situation, why don't we? Here, we can see the residents arriving in droves. This brownish area depicts the pollution that's being emitted. Looks like it's spreading quite rapidly. Not an area I would choose to live. Oh, check this out! Looks like we have our first victim of the pollution. Current population is 331. I think this number will continue to grow for a while. And there are of course people who will die. You can also check the health of the residents here. The orange area shows the residents' health condition. The graph shows that there are 112 people with illnesses, which means out of 330 people, 112 are sick. Oh wait, the sick are increasing like crazy. 120, 127, 128, 130? This isn't stopping. These icons on the residential area means there are sick people in them. Almost all of them have an icon. See these icons? This means people living here are sick. This is a really sick town. I don't mean sick as in cool. The orange also means that there are no medical facilities available. Back to the normal mode. Oh, I see there are still icons here. This means people have died. I'm gonna build another row of homes outside the perimeter. Lots of condos going up. The center area is becoming a sort of dead zone because of the power plants. But people are unaware of this fact and keep moving in. My goal is to keep building this town with more and more residents, who will in turn get sick. My goal is to reach 10,000 sick residents. You're one sick puppy. I guess if played normally, it would be pretty easy. Some time has passed since then, and we can see that a lot of the buildings around the plants have been abandoned. Thanks to these buildings built on the outside perimeter of the plant, the population hasn't decreased much. But it's obvious that the middle area, the ones next to the plant, have decreased drastically. As for percentage of people, out of 500 people, 120. Not sure if it means that they're all dead. The center is a complete dead zone. I think we may be getting a bunch of dead bodies at this rate, so we better build a cemetery. We need to build it far away on the outskirts of the town, as in the usual case. Looks like a rocky area or some ancient ruins. This area would be perfect. I suppose I'll make a road and build a sort of city morgue. Long stretch of road out of town, like so. The crematorium area here. And the cemetery lots around here. Just so you know, we have an unlimited budget, so we can build as much as we like. Now that the cemetery and crematorium are set up, we're starting to see the hearses arriving in droves. Must have had a lot of cadavers lying around. A real macabre sort of town, huh? As for the current population, we've reached over 800 so far. No doubt the population is increasing. As for sick folks, 277 out of 850 or so are sick. It doesn't look like there is a crisis of sick folks. I think the center area means that they're all dead, but then there's a bunch of new people coming in. The remaining 600 or so aren't sick, but will be soon. We can see what the pollution conditions are too. It looks like this. Looks like the outskirts are not affected by the pollution much so. Let's set up some pollution-making stuff nearby. The population is growing, which means a lot of trash, which means we need a trash incinerators. We'll set these up really around here. This should do the trick. More dead and dying people. Sick! Alright, now the entire place is in the pollution zone and will eventually get sick. There are still people lingering about. We have to weed them out, get them sick. Find the healthy ones. You can see the garbage trucks are out in the forest collecting trash. Let's check out the people who are sick. Yep, increasing for sure. The current count is 250, out of a population of 1,054. That means a quarter of the population is sick. There's pollution in the factories and in the residential areas. Since they can't work at the polluted factories, it's hard to get people sick. At this rate, the pollution won't spread fast enough. So, I have a secret weapon to make everyone sick real quick. What's the easiest way to get people sick? There's a way. We release pollutants into the waterways. But then we can reverse that and draw water from the waterways and into the drinking water of all the residents. This will drastically increase the number of patients. Another thing to do is to get rid of all the pumps drawing water from the ground and switch all drinking water to water from the polluted waterway. We'll see what happens now. Let's speed it up and see what the patient count is. Looking at the layout, the red-orange area is the sick population. Looks like the sickness is spreading. Wow! The number of sick people is really increasing now. It was like 300, but now we surpassed 400. Man, it's really rising now. There's no stopping this. The population is currently 1,530. Sick folks? 460. And it ain't stopping anytime soon. Pretty soon, 1/3 of the town will be sick. Plan is to get everyone sick. And I gotta say, we're getting there real quick. Now we finally have almost 850 people sick. That's like half the population. I remember seeing the smog in Beijing some time ago. It's like that. The current population 1,700. 997 are sick. Oh wait, we just passed 1,000. As you can see now, the population has decreased. It was like 1,800. Now it's down to 1,460. Sick folks? About 1,130 or so. And it looks like there are a considerable amount of abandoned homes too. More than half the population is sick or dying now. Okay, going wonderfully. And so what happens now, you ask? Well, if everyone is sick, nobody works and the town dies. Well, people will continue to work and live right next door to these factories. And despite being sick, they will get treatment at a medical facility. This way, the town may just be able to grow despite all the pollution sickness. So, let's see what happens if we build a hospital here. We'll try to remedy this dire situation while building a big hospital. Okay, now where should we build it? How about we build it right in the middle of the lake? It'll be fun. Let's give it a go. Then we just pause it for now. We'll build it right there in the middle of the lake. A paradise for the people of the town. Maybe paradise is a bit much, but for the people who are sick, I guess you can call it a paradise, huh? Alright then, we got the landfill set up. We'll call it Hospital Island. The hospital will be right in the middle. Looked like it was gonna sink. It is a landfill after all. Okay, it's back. Back to town. Whoa! Population dropped to 689. The town's got 480 sick folks. That wasn't enough. We got a flood alert coming from the lake. Landfill must have caused it, huh? Oh boy. But I think it will work out. Let's get to work on setting up the medical facility in the hospital island, shall we? Okay, all done. Hospital Island is now open for business. All these buildings are part of the hospital. Pretty cool, huh? Water, electric, heating, all set to go. This place will cure any decrease or ailment. But I should warn you, all the drinking water comes from the lake. Yep, the polluted lake. Can you imagine? The hospital uses polluted water to treat its patients? My God! So, what did you think? Want to see the rest? Can we accomplish this task? Let's see how things go from here. Almost immediately, we see the ambulances taking off to pick up patients. The town's full of sick people. Man, they're really going for it. How many ambulances are there anyways? The population has really dropped. Can they save the town? Well, that's one busy bridge. Must be an ambulance for each resident. Maybe the 1,000 population of the town will recover at this rate, huh? Oh, okay. The population has risen to over 1,300. The ambulances are coming back one by one. Hospital Island is getting real busy. No doubt about that. Seems to be operating quite well by the looks of it. Let's see how the town is doing. Looks like the abandoned homes have decreased. I think the number of sick people was low because they got sick but eventually died. The population of sick people grows as the entire population increases. Out of 1,700 people, 643 are sick. Before the hospital, most of them passed away. Looking at it from here, the purple-colored vehicles are the ambulances. Looks like 70% of the town is filled with ambulances. Also, looks like there are no sick people. At least none that are stuck at home, completely incapacitated. No icons that I can see where it indicates a sick person is present, which means all the residents who are sick were able to utilize the new hospital facilities. We're up to 1,999 population growth, with sick folks at 890. Will the population grow from here? Back over here at Hospital Island, can this medical center handle all the patients? That's what we're gonna find out. Let's go back to town and build some more homes, shall we? Looks like the ambulances are busy at work. The town has really grown. It sits at almost 3,500 now. I guess that's why the number of ambulances has grown. Basically, I think everyone just has a stomachache. Bet antacids are selling like hotcakes. Looks like we're steadily on our way to a city of 10,000 sick folks. With this many people, we're gonna need a shopping area. We're reaching the 5,000 population mark pretty soon. I guess it's about time we check the population level so far. Yeah, center area with the factories and the outskirts where the garbage incinerators are look pretty polluted. How about the sick people? Oh wow, not as much as I expected. Almost 5,000 people, and out of that, over 3,600 are sick. That means about 75% of the population is sick? How's the waterworks doing? Yep, the waste drainage and the drinking water are all mixed up in the same area quite nicely. Bet the population is completely unaware of all this. This would be unforgivable in real life. The mayor would have been gone for sure. These trees over here are blocking the view. Hey, what if I build like a tourist path down there? What do you think? Huh? What's with all the ambulances? Looks like a real emergency. Man, the bridge is packed with ambulances. Like I said, more ambulances than residents maybe. Go get me an ambulance. Save them lives. You have more than 4,000 patients. Pause it for a sec. I remade the entrance area to the bridge leading to Hospital Island because of the population increase which caused the traffic congestion. So I added an exit road. The road doesn't have a sidewalk, so I built this walking path to the hospital. Before people cross the bridge to the hospital, they can see the waterworks set up here. I made it so it goes all the way around the place. I want to make a popular tourist spot. After the tour, they can walk over to the hospital. What happens now? I gotta say, the new road made things a lot smoother. Coming and going the ambulances is way easier now. I'm sure there are a lot of other parts of the town that need fixing. Looking at the town, we can see the purple areas, which as you know are the ambulances. Looks like they're causing a huge traffic jam. The traffic isn't moving at all. Not a good situation. Out of 6,200 or so population, there are like 3,500 sick people. Let's check out new walking paths. Oh hey, there are people using it already. So they're headed to the hospital. They can check out the water drainage area too. Let's try walking it ourselves. What do you say? Let's head over to the Hospital Island, why don't we? It's actually quite a distance. Not a bad path. The palm trees and all. We keep walking and we'll start to see the bridge. The cars that'll pass all look like ambulances. Okay, it's a slope here, which leads us to the draining area and water pipes. Oh wow, I didn't realize they were so big. People could see that this is where the water waster is dumped. Okay, from here, right turn takes you to the hospital, and left, it loops around the drainage pipes. What happens if I go left? I wonder. You can easily see that the water is dumped here, and also water is being drawn. Will people catch on and complain? Let's go toward the right, which will take us to the hospital complex. Whoa! Looks pretty impressive from the ground. I made a huge mistake. It caused a power outage at the hospital. Oh my god! Because of this, all the patients are leaving the hospital. Man, it's like the morning rush hour in Tokyo. Yeah, well, no electricity at the hospital. Why wouldn't they leave, huh? All these people are patients. You don't realize you're gonna die if you leave now. Go back to the hospital, people. 3,000 people are going back to their homes. What have I done? This is a huge problem. So what happens now? What's the situation in town? The ambulance traffic pretty wild too. The current population is 6,800 or so. That's 70% of our goal, which is 10,000. It looks like the hospital had like 4,000 patients at its peak. But the hospital has a capacity of 8,500, so we're still good to go. Looking at the town again, it looks like there are sick icons in some homes, probably because of the hospital closure. Let's get back to expanding the town. Or should I say, almost a city now. Oh my god, there's quite a bit of sick homes. See these icons here? These are the sick homes. Oh well, doesn't concern me. I really shouldn't say that, of course. This is kind of getting out of hand. I bet the people who moved into this high-rise here is regretting it right about now. How do they get any sleep? The sirens are blaring day in and day out. There seems to be an ambulance accident too. So damn congested. I keep building here, it will only cause more ambulances to arrive, so maybe we should build somewhere else. How about this area here? Looks good, huh? Okay, all done. We'll make a new residential area here, and I also added a station. I also put an exit that it connects to the main road here. Let's get it moving and see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see how the town gradually grows. Let's see how it goes. We'll see how everything develops. Looks like buildings are being built around the station. And what's everyone drinking, you ask? Wastewater, of course. Maybe we should build a school. Schools are needed in an up-and-coming little community. Like I said, basically I have an infinite budget, so I can keep building and building. Okay, looking good. Got quite a few buildings up. Our goal is 10,000 people. Over in the other town, the traffic is pretty congested as usual. All those ambulances, they aren't moving at all. We're gonna have to remedy that somehow. A real dilemma. This hospital island, we need to provide some sort of public transportation. There we go. A subway station right in the middle. The subway depot is over here. Wonder if it will come out at all. Oh, great. Here we go. The train's on time. We're on the move. Let's get on it and check it out, why don't we? Yes, going into the tunnel. And now we have arrived. So this is Hospital Island Station, huh? Wonder how many people are currently here. Oh yeah, looks like people are really starting to use the subway system. Did I just see a huge crowd of people just leave the station? It's time to check the pollution conditions. Switch to the pollution monitor, and voila! That's how it looks now. The new area is getting polluted real nicely. It's turning brown real quick. Obviously, the cause can only be attributed to drinking wastewater. Yikes. Okay, now let's check the health monitor. The population now stands at 9,170. According to this, the health is deteriorating real quick. Well, the outcome was undeniable. Man, the pollution is really working its magic. Let's look at the graph. Population, 9,200. And out of that, 7,100 or so is sick. And by the looks of it, patients are just growing at a nice clip. Now, I see how contaminated water really affects people's health. It's actually kind of scary. It says here that the maximum number of patients that the medical facilities can handle is set at 7,500, not long before the hospitals are overwhelmed. Pretty unavoidable. The hospitals are packed solid. They're on the verge of collapse. Come to think of it, the name, Hospital Island, may not have been a good choice. Sounds like a prison, like Alcatraz or something, huh? It now looks like the place is 80% sick, but still operating. In this situation, the city still goes on. Pretty incredible. Wonder if the subway station is being used. Yeah, busy as usual. Alright then. Wanted to see if we can make most of the people in the city we created sick. Yeah, I know, an appalling idea. But it was just a test, folks. Looks like no matter how we tried to make the population sick, it was still able to function somehow. Game-wise, you probably wouldn't build too many hospitals for such a pollution. The town would go bankrupt in reality. But with such drastic environmental conditions, the town still manages to function. That in itself is a pretty good outcome, huh? If there's anything else you would like to see me try, give a comment and I may give it a go. Hope you all liked it. If you did, like and subscribe. I got more games coming up.